What's going on, guys? Robbie with the Bodybuilding Anchor. The Arnold Classic is one of the most prestigious events in the world of bodybuilding, fitness, and strength sports. And in just one day, the best of the best will come together to compete for the glory, fame, and a chance to be crowned the champion. One day out is a very crucial time for these athletes. They must make sure that they're at their best possible condition to showcase their hard work and dedication on stage. And from these updates we have seen from Nick and Samson, they look like they're on pace for an extremely good peak. One thing we know about Nick is that he is an absolute freak when it comes to size. Nick is pretty well complete in terms of muscle size. He doesn't really lack in any area. He has massive arms with good detail, a well-developed back, excellent detail in the legs and abdomen, but the area where Nick suffers is his shape. Nick is known for his blocky structure and thick waist. He has taken loads of criticisms over this flaw in his physique. Coming out of the Olympia where he took third place, I think Nick understood that he didn't really need to add any more muscle. And if he did, it would just make his waist bigger and in turn, make his physique worse. So throughout this prep for the Arnold Classic, Nick has been putting extreme amounts of effort into getting his waist in, with a focus on conditioning to bring a more aesthetic physique to the stage. He even said on the Mutant in the Mouth podcast that this has been one of his hardest preps to date, so we know that he's taken his conditioning to a whole nother level.
I mean, I'll be honest, man. I think these last 2 to 3 weeks have probably been the hardest I've ever been through. I wanted to give up a few times because it did get really hard mentally. And Matt's really pushing the diet hard, really pushing the cardio hard for me to be like really peeled for this show.
And I think this approach has really worked. If we look at this rear lat spread, I've never seen his waist look this small before. His X-frame looks extremely good here in comparison to this pose at the Olympia. At 2 days out from the show, Nick showed that his weight was 249 pounds. This is down from his Olympia weight of around 253 to 255. And some may think this is not a big difference, but I certainly do. Nick does look slightly smaller now than in comparison to a couple days out from the Olympia, but I don't think this is a bad thing. I think Nick at a lighter weight and tighter waist will give him a much more aesthetic look, and this will really help with some of the poses that would before show off his blocky frame, like the back double and rear lat spread. As you can see from this update from Matt Jansen, Nick is carbing up and looking extremely full. Throughout all of his updates, he was essentially flat and not able to show off what he had really accomplished, besides that his waist was looking way better. But now that it is game time and Nick and Matt are dialing in, from the looks of this photo, I think we'll see the best Nick Walker we have ever seen. With Nick's conditioning this good, he's going to bring more detail that we have never ever seen. This is going to make him look very dense and super hard. This was already a strong point for Nick, so with improvements, I don't think anyone has a chance to beat Nick. Nick is always extremely determined to be better, and this is just another showing of that. There's no one more consistent in the IFBB than Nick Walker. Samson posted this photo this morning, and this is by far going to be the best Samson we have seen to date. Heading into the Olympia, I always thought that he was a little soft, especially in the chest, hamstrings, and glutes. But as you can see here, Samson is looking very full with excellent detail and hardness. I think him and Milos really nailed it this prep. The combination of his new cycle and training specifically to improve his lagging back and chest worked. I honestly didn't think it was possible to make this much improvements in just 2.5 months, but Samson has proved me wrong. Recently, Milos was on the Menace podcast with Dennis James and spoke about Samson adding trend into his cycle, and I think this is a big reason why he's made so much improvements so quickly. It's widely known that Samson generally keeps all his cycle doses very small, so now that he's adding in trend with a pretty high dose, I think his body's hyper responding to this. I mean, how else could he add this much size in 2.5 months after just coming out of his Olympia prep? His back progress is absolutely insane with the amount of size and detail he's added, and I also really like the changes he's made to this pose to open up and show off the back size. You can really see the confidence in Samson right now, and with his added size and small waist, he is one force to reckon with. As I projected in the predictions video, Samson is still a lock for second place. From all of these updates I've seen so far, no one is looking as good as Samson and Nick. I am very excited for the Friday night prejudging, and I cannot wait to see the final packages that everybody brings to the stage and to watch everybody battle it out there. This is going to be one of the Arnolds that we will remember for a very long time. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.